It's early morning here in Scotland. Woken up to a reasonable day, I think, for Scotland. Very little wind, which is one of the best things. And here we are. Sort of second day of our trip in the Rib to Easdale and the islands around Lewing, if that's pronounced properly. I've returned to where I sat pissed with me burner here at a lovely little camping area where obviously someone's been camping. You can see the grass again with a beautiful view. If you ever think to come and camping here, you couldn't ask for a better view and a rural and rustic situation. So again, on this thing we've got some more camping areas here in the Piermaster Lodge. I would say there's about 12 or more lodges at various locations. It's a lot drier than last we were here. And here's another little area where you can get tents. I imagine you could probably fit, I don't know, 12 tents on all their tenting land comfortably, probably. It's not a huge campsite. And you sort of do your own thing, shall we say. Yeah. There's the Gemini Waverider 650. It belonged to my mate. Sitting there on some mooring. Here we have a fairly big rib craft, we think. Well, I don't care if I know or not. Yeah. Here we have the Waikiki Bar, when they have weddings here, apparently. And we're fairly highish water now. And there's the slip that we used to launch and obviously recover, but you have to be it's interesting slip because it's got a groove in the middle, I presume for yachts with keels, but you have to make sure your trailer's straddling both sides of the groove, but then also your vehicle, your tow vehicle, which was interesting. But it's okay, it's quite a fleet, shallow slip. And there we've got the little boat that we've borrowed here that we're using to tender ourselves to the main vessel. We found it in a heap over there. Today we find ourselves in Oban because it was a little bit wet this morning, but actually the rain has dried out and we might go back now and maybe have a little monkey around with the Rib. Not too cold at the moment, which is, I think it's because the cloud has come over, that's a bit warmer. So it's a Friday, the day before the main rally. There's our little dinghy we found that we've put on the mooring. And I've got the boat and we're going to go and see if we can beach it just at our tiny little cabin, which would be handy. Lovely day, a bit overcast but no wind, and good thing, no rain. Right, the old mist has come down and we're just having a bubble about. We're going to try and have a look in Crabby Haven Marina just to have a look. So, right, we're going along nicely at 22.6 knots. Shouldn't say this, tempting to fight, everything seemed to be good. Depth's holding. Chris is enjoying his new boat. We're now turning left, left, left. Well, we saw our first bit of good wildlife, a seal, and he disappeared. He obviously realised he was fatter than me. Well, and Chris, I suppose. So we had to pull a circle there because the Lewing, I don't know, ferry seemed to be hiding in this little cubby hole over there. And we didn't want to be hitting him. So once again we're back at Easdale, which I just described as a funny little place. All where is it? Is this Lewing? No, here it comes. This is the mainland. Yeah, so this is the ferry here that goes across to Easdale. He's now coming in. I've got to say that was very skillful.
So shall we tie up from the front?
Yeah, hang on 1 second, I'll be with you. Was that rather interesting launch intended? Who was launching you then? Your mate or just... Take plenty of water with it. This is a very interesting place. People are incredibly friendly, but it is quite hectic today with a lot of boats jilling about and doing all sorts. So this is where you would get the little ferry to Easdale. And we're tied up there just to check it out the day before. There's Eastdale over there. You're all right. Did you keep on that line? You'll be perfect, Chris.
Just walk in then as low as you can get. That's what I was thinking. But... oh, that one's...
So here we are. We're heading towards Mull, the famous island of Mull, having left Easdale in the back. And you really do need your chart here. If you don't, you basically ain't got a clue where you're going when you're an old Suffolk Swede.
I don't keep my eyes out enough.
Right up ahead, something you won't see off our waters in Suffolk is a little old puffin. There he is. Hello, boy. I'm right, he's behind. Oh, he went. There he was gone. Over there is the other side of Easdale, and this is what's called the water. You weren't there. Right, we're just beaching it now very gently where we are at the marina. At the